I'm getting ready for a 6-day journey out on the Ottawa Temiskaming Highland Trail. Maybe my third trip out. It's going to be 6 days of exploring the sections of the trail that I haven't done yet. I'll be tagging up to where I finished off in the last trip. So I'm going to go through all my gear here and do a breakdown of what I'm bringing along for the 6 days and show you how I pack it all in the bag. Starting with the pack, I've got the Osprey Exos 58. It's been a great pack this year. I've used it for all of my trips this year, and nice and light, just over a couple of pounds. It's worked quite well. I've got one tear from snagging in some brush on the back pocket here, but nothing too bad. I might see if I can get that repaired on warranty. According to the shop, you can. And then the only modification I've made to it is on the front straps. I got these lightweight 3FUL shoulder strap pouch things, and they're really handy. I think they're only like $15 Canadian too, from AliExpress, so they work quite well. So because there's no hip pockets on this version, this is last year's version, the 2022 does have hip belt pockets. This one doesn't, and so this just gives you a little bit more flexibility, and then I just add snacks to the side pockets here as well for while I'm out on the trail. I really like the suspension system. I really like this air gap in the back here to keep your back dry, and it's a very comfortable bag. Been out as long as 10 hours with this thing with very few breaks, and very comfortable. My load this time around is going to be a little bit heavier because I'm going to be carrying about 6.5 days of food, so we'll see how it goes. So starting with the clothes I'm wearing, I have a light wind shirt of sorts. It's just something to go over my merino wool t-shirt when it gets a little bit cooler. Some smart wool socks, and just a decathlon pair of pants, hiking pants that convert into shorts. I've never actually done that. Just kept them as pants typically because there's always brush that you're bashing through. And some merino wool, again from Decathlon merino wool underwear. Trekking poles are from Canadian Tire up here in Canada. They're carbon fiber. They've worked really well for me. And then I've got a whole bunch of Luca tape for hot spots on the feet and so on already on there, ready to go. That stuff is a lifesaver for your feet, just in terms of managing things before blisters come up. So that's what I'm carrying on my body on the trail. Moving into the bag now. This is my sleeping pad. It's a Nemo Tensor, last year's version. Excellent pad. I think it's like a R3.2, and it's really warm. I did have one little hole in it when it was below zero one night, and I got a little bit cool, and the hole was, because this was a demo version, it was on a hanger, and it got pinched, and where it was pinched, I even noticed it in the store, and I was worried about it, but it was good for a couple of days, but then it started to leak from there, so I patched it, and it hasn't been a problem since. And this is the blow sack to blow it up in about 3 or 4 puffs. Works great. Trekology pillow works awesome. Those older folks will know what this bottle is about when you're in the tent, so you don't have to get up in the middle of the night. It's a lifesaver thing. This is my quilt. It's a down quilt from AliExpress. It's fantastic. I've had it down below zero with nothing but a base layer, and that was totally comfortable. And it packs down, as you can see, really small. And then again from Decathlon, I have a down jacket, and it just collapses incredibly small as well. And that's for at camp, and you know, if I do happen to get really cold at night, it is something that I can put on. Moving down into my sleep clothes, I got a nice thick pair of wool socks for sleeping. This towel actually belongs up here. That towel I use for wiping condensation down outside of the from the inside of the tent. And my sleep clothes is a 200 weight long sleeve merino wool sweater, and again from Decathlon some merino wool pretty heavyweight leggings, and then a small stuff sack that all that goes into. mentioned the towel already, and I also use this actually for swimming too. It's big enough that you can actually dry yourself off for the most part. Just keep squeezing it out. This is my extra clothes. So plastic bags here are for putting over your dry socks. When you get to camp, if your shoes are still wet, you can put your dry socks on, dry them up, and put these plastic bags on and keep your new socks fresh. This is an extra pair of synthetic underwear, kind of a luxury item. Extra pair of socks. I rotate between the two pairs of socks, rinse them out when I can, and dry them out on the back of the bag when I can. And for colder weather, which we're probably going to have here, this is just a merino wool buff, also from Decathlon. Simple pair of gloves and a hat. And another item from Decathlon, super cheap, but very comfortable mid-layer. It's just a small fleece. I actually don't wear that at night. I actually use that along with the pillow to keep really, really comfortable. All right, moving over. This is the Lanshan Pro one-person tent. The tent itself is in here. It's a single layer tent, so you don't have a fly inner. And this is the 3FUL, which make the Lanshan. It's their drop sheet, and the pegs are in there as well. That whole setup is about, it's under 2 pounds, I believe. Excellent tent. I'll do a review on it at some point. This is just a generic windbreaker rain jacket. It's not supposed to rain, except for maybe some sprinkling, but that'll do the trick. I could bring a heavier jacket, but I'll probably just bring that unless the forecast changes. All of my food for the 6 days, plus some surplus emergency food, is fitting in this 12-liter Osprey dry sack. I'm not going to go through that, and everything's not broken down by days. Normally I'll break everything down into 1-gallon bags for each of the days and do that. I haven't done that yet, so it's just all thrown in there. Moving down to the cook kit, I have the small BSR stove. Things like 35 grams or something. It's incredible. A homemade wind block, a simple 110 gram canister, a plastic cheapy spoon, a 750 milliliter pot with a lid, and this cloth is just for helping to clean things up. And in this bag here I have a small lighter, as well as some Vaseline soaked cotton for fire starter, and some extra fire starter here. So this is more of emergency supplies in case I need to, way more than I need. That's basically 4 fires right there, but just for backup. Moving down to my electronics bag, I have the 20,000 milliamp hour Anchor, plus the various charge cables. The Petzl Bindi lamp, super lightweight. This thing is awesome. And backup to the lighter and so on. It's in the in my food kit. I've got another lighter here and for a fire starter, and this is further in the bag under more layers of waterproofing, so it's kind of an emergency backup. This is a bit of a luxury in here. I've got a small thing of deodorant, toothpaste. I've got a ridiculously small toothbrush in there. And these little discs here actually fold open into quite large towels when you add water to them, and you can actually wash a lot of your body with them and rinse them and keep using them until you're cleaned off. They're very good. From Garage Going Gear, excellent website if you want to pick up some gear that you don't typically find in regular stores. And all that goes in the electronics bag there. Moving up to stuff that's outside the bag. This is my poop kit. So this trowel is super lightweight but incredibly strong. I think it's called the Bogner trowel. Again, that's from Garage Grown Gear website. Excellent place to go. The bag that I keep it in, I've got some TP and a few tissues, and then some wet wipes to finish the cleaning job. My water filter is the Be Free. I've got a brand new filter on there. I found that the last one only lasted about 7 or 8 days on the trail, and then flow is getting a little bit too slow for my liking, so got a brand new one there. This is my 1 liter, just a smart water bottle for my bulk water carry. I could add this if it's a longer carry, so I've got 2 liters extra right there. And this is my on the trail drinking water, just a Gatorade bottle I usually have with the water filled with the electrolytes continuously through the day. Moving down, typical bug net, nothing special. This is my bear bag. So this is, I put a rock in here and throw it. I typically just use this really lightweight line, but with a food bag as heavy as that is, I found on a previous trip that after if you get over about 4 days food, this gets too difficult and it cuts into the branch because the bag is too heavy, and it cuts in your hand too. So I might end up using this. I'm going to do a test hang here and at home and see. This is my first aid kit / medicine kit. A very simple little 3FUL bag. I got a repair kit in here, a bunch of various medications that you would typically expect out on a trail that you may need, anti-diarrheas, stomach upset, Advil, Tylenol, back, and tensor bandage just in case, overkill, but better than being sorry, and a bunch of little miscellaneous things, bandages and so on. Nothing really heavy, nice lightweight stuff. This is a 3FUL rain poncho, set of rain pants. Basically just covers from your knees up and keeps you all dry. Great product. Ultra light Osprey rain cover for the backpack. Moving up to the stuff that goes into my shoulder pockets, I have some bear spray. Don't know that I'd ever need it, but it's peace of mind. And some bug spray. Very simple Opinel knife. I think this is the number 9. Very, very lightweight, and it's super handy to have. Some chapsticks, some hand sterilizer, my emergency communications with the Zoleo, a pair of glasses because I need them for reading, and this is just 2 sections off of a Thermarest Sea Light pad, and I use that as a sit pad and for kneeling outside the tent when I'm doing stuff in the tent as well. So that's everything that's going to be coming along with me, and I'll just pack it all in the bag now and show you how I do that. Alright, so I've got all the sleep clothes in its bag, all my spare clothes, and the electronics bag is in my spare clothes bag. My cook kit is all into the pot, everything fits inside the pot. My poop kit, my bear hang kit, and my first aid repair kit. So everything's all packed up, ready to go in the bag. To keep the most important stuff waterproof, I use a nylon fume bag. You can get these again from Garage Grown Gear and other places. And very lightweight, and you just put that in your bag and use it as a bag liner for at least the stuff that you're most concerned about. And it works tremendously. Very, very tough to tear. Like one of these can last most people a year. And then they just replace them just because. Only a few bucks, so well worthwhile. So I'll pack everything up here. The only thing about these is they are quite noisy. One thing that you get a pain with this bag is that it doesn't stand. Even when it's loaded, it's very difficult for it to stand. So you always have to lean against something. It's not a big deal. It's a little pet peeve. Quilt on the bottom, sideways like this. Pillow beside there. Stuff it in with the edges. Sleep clothes, same thing. Stuff it in beside the quilt. Maximize the space by filling all the nooks and crannies. Down quilt or down jacket, as I mentioned, it gets really, really small. So just filling all the nooks and crannies around the quilt, and the other things are put in there. Sleeping pad. Let's see if the bag can put this on top. So just roll it up. Take the air out. And just tuck it in behind. Trying to fill in every little nook and cranny here. I know it's going to rain, I'll put this into the outside pocket. I'm just going to stuff it in here. I think the rain is on the 3rd day. Tent, ground sheet, and pegs. Alright, so food is quite heavy, so I'm not going to put that right at the very top. I'm going to try to get it closer around the back. Here, get the tent on top. This thing compresses crazily. Can't believe I put the tent in there. There's a lot of room for one person there, for the tent as well. As you can see, I don't use the brain on this bag. I would maybe if I went for even a longer trip, but no bother. Save the quarter of a pound or something like that. Alright, so now we'll move to the outside of the bag. So I keep a regular drinking bottle in here, and I'll stuff a bunch of snacks in here. Lots of room for that. Trail snacks for usually in the morning. I put in my mornings the trail snacks, and in the afternoon at lunchtime I'll put in my afternoon snacks. Water filter here. And the 1 liter bottle to the top. And you can put more snacks in here as well. Maybe I'll put the bug net there. And around the front pocket. First aid medicine. Put the rain poncho down the bottom. Not poncho, but skirt. Bag, food kit, and I know you might need that on the trail. And the rain cover, and this just simply slips. Here, sometimes you can tuck it under here, depends how much stuff you have going. And I haven't cinched down all of the various straps here. Something that I would do after. Alright, so moving on to the front accessory pouches. Air spray. Sanitizer, chopstick, and knife. And on the other side, the glasses. A bit of snack in here too if I want to, or what else I need it. Bug spray, some indicator. Go here. And we're done. That's it. All ready to go. Base weight with the obviously base weight is your pack, everything but your consumables basically. So exclude the water, food, and so on. And I think my base weight the last time I weighed it with this setup was about 13 pounds. So very reasonable. So just add the 3 minutes to that, and very nice, very usable boat. So there you go.